and how deep they go. I think that there's a lot more of them than what they admit to.
I also feel and know the same, and I know that Julia has experienced through her remote viewing some of those actual sites and tunnels and their existence herself, and that one story that always sticks with me is from Jim Wills, I believe is the name, and he does Expedition TV, and he was down somewhere in either Mexico or Peru or Bolivia, but he was able to film undercover himself paying off several of like the military guards at like this one site to then like sneak past into like through these like terraformed like cave entrance, like switchback, like really nifty crafted like ancient megalithic little pathway that then I forget, I think it was at Machu Picchu or one of the sites close to there or something. I could be wrong on that, but that it was up in an ancient one of the Andes mountains, and he just like tucked away, and then all of a sudden he's in this underground freaking caves, like staircase cave, going into the deep into this mountain, and then it's like he's like going downstairs for like a half hour, then he turns on like every so often it's like turning on the flashlight and like showing these different carved rooms, but then also like showing like where the different traps are, and like, oh, they lost 50 soldiers here when they first explored at this point. And it's like, yeah, anybody that goes like down that way for like further than an hour has never come back. And then like showed like some other one, and then like promptly got out of there because like this crazy wind blew. It was
yeah, it seems to be like there's something, you know, that guards that area, like, oh, you want to go exploring? Good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It is. I always thought it's definitely a ridiculous conspiracy theory, but I always thought like if you get off course and find something you're not supposed to, that you know you're not allowed to come back or something. But obviously, that's just
right. But it's, what is it? Is it supernatural? Is it Sasquatch? Is it reptilian? Is it human? Is it alien? Is it something else?
A mixture of all of them.
Right.
But what I've discovered is like, you know, there's 3 layers of hell. You know, there's some darkness and around a utopia heaven. So I looked at it as a brilliant defense system of like, oh, the baddest. I would want the baddest MFers around my heaven, like around my castle, my sacred place. Like, what a brilliant design to have 3 intense layers of the most, you know, craziest, you know, beings that are ruthless, you know, and they're doing their thing, and that, so, you know, protects the sacred place that also has additional help of what guards that. So it's like,
right?
ooh,
Like,
you better know. It's important to know the map and the labyrinth of how to navigate those waters. Like you got to know how to bypass all of that.
Right, you don't want to end up with like an Ursula or whatever the crazy killer spider things are in those tunnels of Lord of the Rings. But yeah, you're looking at Julie Ryder's website here, Montana Megaliths, and that one right there, the Eagle Amphitheater. There's something very similar, an amphitheater style mountain on the back of the Three Sisters Mountains in Canmore, Alberta, just outside of Banff National Park. And I've only seen it on Google. I have to hike up there. But it's another one of these perfect amphitheater acoustically built mountains. When you're in the center at the top, it's just the same, almost even, but amplified and exponentially even larger than the Hypogeum in Malta, where you speak at one point and then it carries throughout, but it's amplifying as it goes through each stage. When you're on top of that mountain there in front of the valley, the entire mountain valley range, at that one eagle head, and you talk, it will boom and echo. See where those people are. Literally, you can, if someone's at the top of the peak there, you can yell, and these people will beyond hear you yelling. Like it's going to be ringing in their ears. It's just nuts. And yeah, I'm rambling, but the point is this is Julie Ryder's Montana Megaliths called Giant's Playground, and it's throughout the northeast Rockies of Montana, and it's just south of where I explored the Canadian Rockies and have found identical features of these past what would have to be pre-cataclysm super civilization ruins of some master builder civilization of tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years ago, that were terraforming on just a ridiculous scale. And that what I'm really intrigued with is in the Grand Canyon, the amphitheater there. Speaking of Turkey, the Ottoman. So there's the Ottoman amphitheater in the Grand Canyon. There's a similar feature as this Eagle amphitheater, and what I suspect to be the other one in Canmore, Alberta, by me. In the Grand Canyon, right behind like the Isis pyramid structure features and the Metro Magra complex that is there, and that if people can get access and document and record these similarities at these sites and can confirm them, we're building an undeniable case of past just ridiculously massive and advanced life and existence and ruins.
What's up with this Tartessia lady?
So I guess in Julie Ryder's interpretation, she's calling, some also call that the Atlantean or the Lemurian queen. Either way, there's been several coins, gold coins, as well as statues of these. Yeah, so I've shown lots of them, right? They're all over.
I mean, it's weird because it's like ram horns on the side of her head, basically.
Right, like Princess Leia.
It's almost like just maybe like the age of the goddess was during the age of Aries or something, is what it's saying. I don't know.
But is that Antiquitech potentially gold? What are satellite dishes? Like what are like potential acoustic resonant amplifier there? Like, look at that. That's
Yeah, who knows what that's for? It's interesting.
pretty intense. Right on, the hole goes right into the ears. It reminds me of the World War One before the pre-radar days, where they had the acoustic listeners, where out at the edges of like the trenches in the cities, you see these what look ridiculous, like usually young soldiers with giant what look like freaking ram's horns, but they're metal like tuba thingies to their ears, trying to listen for incoming spy or bomber aircraft. And there's all sorts of Tartarian conspiracies on what they were or what they did or whatnot, but the basic principle being it was amplifying sound and hearing, and that could be a potential aspect of whatever the heck they were doing with that.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of ancient. I guess if we're considering that as technology, it could be also some sort of like automaton or robot or something. Because there's in Greek mythology, there's the legend of like Hephaestus creating those fembots that were made of gold or whatever.
Absolutely. That sounds even more likely.
But I don't know. It's a
Oh,
random thought. This is I mean, this is it's weird how that echo thing happened. I don't know, but it's hard for me to see that it looking like an eagle, I guess, is the only thing that I have to say about it in a negative way. I just don't.
it's like two giant wings outstretched with like the little head like in the face in the center, and then like the legs coming down, like the talons coming down in the middle of it is what it is, if not seeing the reference.
It's weird. Yeah, the eagle. Greek mythology represents Zeus.
Really? I did not know
So
that.
got some other stuff, I guess.
Like, look at the air she has freaking in red there. That's pretty much Tartaria-esque, and the what you and Sarah were covering, the Russian American fur company or so, or trading company, was it?
Oh wow, I didn't even notice this.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with this, except for I would say that it also went down into Peru down here because I was showing that book that talks about the first leader of the Incas being a descendant of Kublai Khan, and also over into Ohio and stuff because there's evidence of.
It is 2:22 a.m. Mountain Time where I live right now. That's freaking awesome. And I guess a minute ago it was 1:11 a.m. where Julia is. And God, in 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, it's what, 2 minutes will be 4:44 where you live, or is it 5:55 in 3? It's getting late. I'm sorry.
It's 4:23 right now.
Oh God, look at see, freaking! I'm sorry, I'm a Canadian stoner, and my math failed horribly there. In 20 minutes, it will be. Oh shit! It just passed 4:20 where you were, so clearly Shem is not a pothead. But I will smoke one for you in 2 hours, just under. Oh, I'm gonna mute myself out.
I'm gonna look into this Tartessia connection a little bit more.
Because I do believe that those couple statues, the original statues that she has pictures of there, were dug out of the Basque region of Spain, which has that specific Rh negative blood genetics, as well as the also the elongated skulls that show up in so many different areas, like also in Malta.
Yeah, it was from the area. It was from the area where the Phoenician colonies were as well.
But exactly, it's in all. They're all the same, cover the exact same areas, just supposedly at different times. But could they be lying? Could we be lying to ourselves? Is it all different? And like,
I don't know.
look at stage wall there, and like, sorry, pause right there. Like, look at that head, like that one on the same plane, and then right below it, there's another one that's actually a dolmen,
Yeah.
and this is stage wall. Like,
See, this is insane. This is I don't know. I'd like to see more angles of it, I guess. It's the only thing I could say, but at first glance, it looks definitely like construction.
right? That's what I'm saying. And like, so those guys, so things like this, these are the ones that you right now at the equinox, and then also at the solstices, at the day or sunrise, sunset, and high noon, as well as with the moon, the same, that you will get the shadows that actually give you the 3D definition on those faces and on those ancient like animal carving ones and different giant ones. Honest to God. And it's like right now is when you go out over the next few days and take the pictures at those times of those specific things. Like anything that you're like, this is pareidolia or this is not pareidolia that you've ever wondered in your local area right now at those times with those angles of those shadows, you will get the 3D definition if it's real or if it's not.
It's good to know. Inanna Monument. I can kind of see why they're making the reference with the face up here.
Like, look at those are some decent freaking faces, and like I what I was just ranting and my tangent about of right now, and if we can, Julia, if we could get a hold of Julie Ryder, on her way back now from that pyramid conference, if she's going in back into this area and can snap those pictures of these faces at the sunset, sunrise, and noon shadow angles, she'll get the best evidence and best definition of what the ancients were depicting.
Yeah, get up close. Get up close and personal with them. I'm pulling up a picture
Yeah, I
of
want
it.
to take a look at the Shiva temple in the Grand Canyon.
Right? Oh man, I'm glad you bring that up because the Shiva is right behind this one. Like the front one's Isis, and then behind it, I believe, is the Shiva temple. Correct?
I told you how I was flying. Yeah, and then next to that is
Pictures
the
you
solid.
got of it. Oh,
I was-
right, and the ones behind it, like you've actually got pictures of what looks like a
I was
giant.
on an airplane and I'm sleeping, like dead asleep, and something all of a sudden, like I hear intuitively, Julia, look outside, and I wake up,
You have
and my
to
window's
find that
closed, and I
picture.
open it, and then I took a picture and got footage of it and posted it on my Instagram, and I was like, that looks like the, Inanna temple, and it was above the Grand Canyon. And they say it's in no flying zone.
It is a no flying zone. You're 100% correct. And Rex Bear with League Project went there and he tried flying his drone there, and he has video he was recording where they crashed his drone on him, and then immediately after they crashed his drone, a freaking Apache helicopter came up out of the freaking canyon, and I'm sure I did a stream with him right after he got back to Colorado to his place after it happened to him, and showed the Apache helicopter coming up and like chasing him out. Like there was feds waiting at the parking lot and shit. Like it was fucked. Yeah. They
and
do
you guys
not
saw the footage of like the women that are saying there's some kind of electromagnetic fence, like security fence, like it's showing static, and they're like, look, like it's like this grid that they're. Have you guys seen that?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, doesn't that look like the Inanna temple?
Right, like I see two giant paws and like a freaking ancient like temple sphinx face coming out of that.
But
It's
there's like
so
90 degrees.
at
If you look
least
at the Iguana one, there's like a doorway or whatever. And then
either. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up. But yeah, either way, right? So any 90 degrees